And we're live.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome, all gatherings of stardust that have attained sentience in all different formattings, to another episode of A Tale of Dice, where I, your Dungeon Daddy, together with my beautiful people across the internet, are playing the grandiose game of Pathfinder 2nd Edition. There is a whole story that we need to recap before we actually start into the stream, but there is not only entertainment for you in store this evening. No! Charlie, what else do we have for our viewers?
What else do we have for viewers? Do we have things for... My bad. Okay, so, good question, actually. For some reason, we have this whole bunch of codes left over. Codes for what, you ask? Well, I shall answer. It's codes for a whole bunch of... Well, ask.
Oh, well, codes for what, Charlie? Codes for what, Charlie?
Oh, thanks. They're codes for a whole bunch of digital content, specifically a whole bunch of Pathfinder 2nd Edition PDFs. So if you're looking to get into the game that we're playing, or you just want to fill up your digital collection of books, and also a ton of maps, by the way, just digital maps for use in Roll20 and such, now's your chance. So
what do the viewers have to do, Charlie?
Oh, that's a good question, too. We're just on fire today, aren't we? It's actually very simple. Our viewers need to type a tale of codes, one word, case insensitive, it doesn't matter, into the chat. That way, you've entered. After the break, so during the start of the second half, we're going to be giving away one set of codes for whoever wins. We're going to be raffling that shizzle. So like I said, a whole bunch of PDFs, flip mats. We've got a bunch of short stories. We've got a lot of one-shot adventures. We've got the core book,
right?
For Pathfinder 2nd Edition in there as well. And the Lost Omens character guide. So a whole lot of character options for Pathfinder 2nd Edition.
Yeah,
I think that's roughly
everything. Yeah, like all the rules, all the campaign books, maps, everything that you need to start the game and more. So for the people that are not yet playing the game, this is a beautiful way to step into the madness.
Yeah, and if you've already got these things, you can make somebody very happy by sending them off, or selling them, but don't just
or you can print it out and then make it a suit and then wear the paper suit. Don't know why you would do such a thing, but you can. So that's enough.
I think the only thing you can currently do is just look at yourself in the mirror while wearing it, because you can't really go outside all that much.
No. Now that I think about it, perhaps I got that weird idea because I'm turning a little bit mad while being cooped up in here. So, as this is one of the few moments that I actually have some human interaction in my gosh darn life, shall we play a game?
Oh, wait. Well,
Okay.
Hey. Hey, 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 hey.
I didn't pick that one on purpose. It was just there, and it just happened.
I don't even know which one it was. Too busy.
Maxime's.
Oh god. Oh, not that. Okay. So, welcome back, everybody. To jump into tonight's game. Last time we left off, our heroes, a group of adventurers going by the name of The Pack, had been adventuring through the different lands and uncovering a dark plot. Creatures from the Shadowfell, from a dark organization known as the Court of Shadows, had begun to infiltrate the material plane and spread their dark magics among the populace. Our heroes, uncovering a magical artifact known as the Midsummer Blade, rallied themselves to vanquish the forces of darkness, allying themselves with the forces of the Feywild, the more vagrant, lively, pixie-like folk, and started their campaign against the Court of Shadows. One of their skirmishes brought them to a fortress, where the Court of Shadows was busy opening another portal to the material plane from the Shadowfell. And in so doing, our heroes completed, on accident, that portal. And with that, their friend Grakul had also been bitten by a vampire. With all of this chaos going on, while the corrupted blood in his veins began to drive Grakul into some sort of bloodlust, he sprinted forth through the portal into the Shadowfell to find more of the Court of Shadows and vanquish these dark foes in some sort of blood frenzy. leaving the rest of the party behind. Quickly scrambling everything that they needed, aided by another friend, the pack had now ventured forth into the Shadowfell to both find Grakul and the Midsummer Blade that he wielded, but also to uncover any signs of the Court of Shadows and see what they can find out about their foe, as this organization is still a big mystery to all of them. Stepping through the portal into the dark, desolate lands of the Shadowfell, they quickly found themselves in a murky swampland, which they quickly learned had been named the Rotting Rocks. Finding a hag that lived in these lands and pushing her away from her abode, then stealing everything they could from her, they then encountered a roving merchant party that could deal in all different kinds of goods, as well as information, from which they learned that hunting parties from the Court of Shadows were patrolling here in these lands, and one was not too far away. Our heroes, packing their belongings, quickly marched through the marshlands and eventually came upon a small ruined city, a small ruined hovel, if you will, remnants from a long-lost establishment of some sort of sentient life here in the region. And there, they found the hunting party they were looking for. Huddled around a damp campfire, they were beginning, taking a rest for the day, when our party, the pack, rushed in, guns blazing, and begin to combat all of these creatures. And that is where we jump into tonight's game, mid-combat. So let's turn that music up a little bit. There we go. So, at the outskirts of the ruined hovel, you found yourselves one ruined house where the hunting party had holed up. And as everybody was in combat at different places, we were now venturing forth to one of your enemies, a small house cat of a shadow drake, who had been flying around as a pet of this hunting party, and who seemingly now was at the ready to, let's see.
Yeah, who was gonna die? Someone was gonna die.
Yeah, someone is gonna die. He is going to.
I think it was
fly
the Shadow
in.
Drake's turn, yeah.
Yeah, it is the Shadow Drake's turn. So the Shadow Drake is going to do a U-haul and fly around you, Allison, to get into a flanking position, not knowing that flanking doesn't really work to the likes of you, as you are too dastardly of a rogue to actually be, well, thwarted by their endeavor to flank you. But he's still going to try. So with that, as the Shadow Drake comes in, let's see here. Yeah, he's just going to go into a Draconic Frenzy once again. So he's going to use his last two actions to make a Bite Strike and 2 Tail Strikes against you. So let's start off with the Bite, which is going to come in at a 22 to hit, which isn't going to hit, I think. Second one, lower than that, and the third one, even lower than that. As this house cat of a Shadow Drake is more of a small pet to this hunting party than an actual combatant, he tries to get some hits in, but you with your double-bladed sword twirling it around, he cannot really land any attacks on the likes of you.
I think our artifact is glitching out a little bit because there's a lot of sparks and things showing off from it.
Oh shit! Oh dear. Well, we are not at the top of the initiative round. So as the artifact begins to glow and blow up, we'll get to that in a little bit. As first, as we pan over to the right side of the battle map, 3 of these small darklings, these dark, corrupted, fake creatures of goblin stature, had been assailing different party members as a group. And at this moment, the 3 of them are assailing Malo. As all of them are wielding these short daggers, they are just going to assail Malo as best they can. So they are going to use a little bit of group tactics. So I'm just going to roll the attacks for one of them, but they get a little bit of bonuses from the other ones. So, first one, well, Malo is going to come in at a 26 to hit.
Yeah.
Second one coming in at a natural 20. With a -5, that would be with a -5, that would be 25. So that would still be a hit. So that still makes it a crit, right? Yeah. 25 would hit. Is the question? Okay.
Oh, not a crit.
No, would 25 hit?
Yes.
Then it's a crit.
Oh.
And the last one is going to come in at a 20 to hit?
Nope.
Nope? Alright. So, with that, they're just small little fellas. So it's not like Melo is going to be at death's door all of a sudden. But
I think
let's
Melo
see.
needs to run away immediately again, actually, so I think he has no other option to just flee the battlefield.
Well, he's still full hit points. So.
Yeah, and with both of the attacks hitting, like a storm of small little daggers from all sides. You see Melo, he is trying to back himself a little bit. He is like backed against in a corner, like with the fallen tree at his back. He's like swiping at all the small daggers as best he can, but he cannot evade all of the attacks. As a small little cuts come in for a total of 21 points of damage.
Oh, that's not so bad.
No, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Again, like these small little goblinoid creatures, these small darklings, weren't really looking as combat ready as the rest of them. They're probably more like, well, accomplices or hands or whatever you want to call it. Not really there to, well, wreak havoc upon the party. With that out of the way, the darklings' turns is done, and we turn to the top of the initiative order. So,
Charlie, go ahead.
All right, so the artifact or artifact starts fizzling and crackling. A sound comes out.
Oh dear.
So first, Hannah, you get a +1 on your next skill check. Yeah, your next skill check. And Melo gets a +1 on his next saving throw. Let's see, Allison,
right.
you get a +1 on your next attack roll.
Fair enough.
And Iroh gets a +1 to AC, I believe.
Ooh, he needs that.
Yeah, +1 AC. Acadius gains an additional 5 foot of speed this round. And we also have a pulse that's activated. So in addition to everything else I named, a blink. In addition to this, a big bloop comes out, and everyone else gets a +1 to their next D20 roll. All the players, and an elemental spark at the Shadow Drake. Lightning damage, 1d4. Wouter, if you will do the honor.
All right. I will do the honors. However, my internet is shocking really bad, so I'm going to fix that before the stream gets any worse. Better to tackle these problems beforehand.
So now we have to stream for the 3 of us.
What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Okay.
Kill everything.
Well, I am very lonely in my own box. You two have each other. I'm just lonely sitting over here.
Lonely on that side of the street. You're useless. Oh no, poor Maxime. I didn't mean that. You're not useless.
And
You
that
fill a
should
very
improve-
functional role. You fill the right side of the stream.
There
That
we
is
go.
true.
So
Yeah.
sorry about that, guys. This should stabilize my internet quite a bit. So,
That's no problem. And we all get a hero point, and Wouter gets another anti-luck. So you have 2 now, Wouter.
Jesus, how many llama points? Oh my god.
All the
So,
llama points.
Many llama points.
as the
Do we
combat
all-
encounter... Oh, yeah?
Do I have 1 hero point now?
Yes.
All right. Let's get to it. As the combat round starts, the green icosahedron, green D20 that our party had found, their gateway to another dimension, which hands out boons left and right, pulses with an incredible burst as different green sparks go fly to all of the different party members, as everybody feels invigorated. As once again, the different dissonant whispers from the artifact begin to rile up a little bit. As this goes on, a small electrical spark flies through the air as the black flying lizard house cat tries to assail Allison once again. It gets buffeted in one of the wings and it flutters to the ground, rolling over it before getting back to its feet. Burned for... well, there you go. 4 points of lightning damage. Nice. And I do believe... let me just get... there we go. Let's see here.
Am I dead yet?
All right, yeah. So what you can see happen is that as the spark of lightning bursts toward the Shadow Drake, he buffets to the ground a little bit, and for that split second where everything was ignited in his eyesight, you can see him like try to get a little bit of a footholding, and as he blinks with his eyes again, he eventually gets focus, seemingly the light blinding him. So that's something that you guys know now.
Nice.
All right. With that, as the green pulse emanates outward, the Darkling Priest, all the way to the top left of the battle map, is going to go ahead and take its turn, as the foot of Arcadius is pressing him down against the stonework, grappling him to the ground. Still, with his staff intact, he reaches out, and let's see. Already learning that the negative damage would not do anything at all against Arcadius. Let's see, what is he going to do? Yeah, he's just gonna go point blank. He gets out his staff, and as the different shadow stuff from the Shadowfell begins to coalesce once again, he is once again going to cast Chilling Darkness and just bursting it outward towards you. No, wait, you know what? No, he is just going to... oh, no, wait, that didn't work. No, yes, he is going to go ahead and cast Chilling Darkness. So... let's get that out there. Okay, so first, because you're grappling him, he needs to make a 5 flat check, I believe.
Yeah, if it's a manipulate action. Okay,
well, I don't know if it's worth be. But either way, he rolled an 18, so he would make it. I guess he needs to manipulate his staff at least a little bit, because he's casting it through that.
I think cast the spell as a manipulate.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
makes sense. It doesn't have the manipulate trait, but I think it's pretty weird. It wouldn't. However, he is then just going to point blank make a spell attack against you for a total of, that is going to be a 20... Oh, no, wait. It's a 32. 32 to hit.
Against?
Yep. Your AC.
That would be a normal hit, fortunately.
All right.
Just,
with
just
that...
barely. Or just
Close
barely
call.
not a critical hit, for those who don't know Pathfinder 2. If you hit 10 or more than the DC, it becomes a crit. So it can be pretty painful to fight higher level enemies.
Although this time it seems that as he is trying to point upward with his staff, he can't really hit you with the brunt of it, as you only take 13 points of cold damage.
13. All right.
13.
So I still had 6 temporary hit points, and that brings me down to 52 HP.
52? All right.
Yeah.
All right. So as the rest of you are battling the Darklings in all the different places, you can see just from on the other side of the rubbled ruins of this building, this pillar of black cold energy just burst upward as the side of Arcadius is hit with it, and different cold crystals are already coalescing with it. But as soon as it's blasted out, the energy subsides, and with the last action, he's just going to try and push you off of him with his staff. So he is going to go ahead and use his last action to try and break free from your grapple. Which
so
is going to
an
be...
escape action?
Yeah. So that is going to be a athletics against your fortitude DC. And his athletics is only going to be a... that's going to be a 10. So yeah, this frail caster... Although he has the power of magic at his side, he doesn't really have the physical strength needed to push you off, as the staff just pushes against you, but he then just lets himself fall back. However, at the same time, on the other side, his, companion, so to speak, the summoned shadow apparition, is going to go ahead and extend his tendrils to Melo to see if Melo can get a little bit of damage in. So the first attack is going to come in at a 30 to hit.
Yeah.
All right, so with that, Melo takes a total of 12 points of negative damage.
Crystal was already yelling at me all the time because I left Melo alone, and now she I think she's very mad at me.
Allison? is always asking for Mela to be in battle. He is in battle, helping Addison, and Addison just runs off.
Goodbye.
Well, to
So,
be
how many
fair,
damage
Iroh
did he
was dying.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
wasn't
maybe-
dying at that
Held
time.
Melo
After
still has more hit
that.
points at the moment.
All right. So, as the shadow tendrils extend outward towards Melo, and not really towards Melo, but actually towards the shadow that he casts on the ground, the shadow begins to then pull the shadow of Melo out from under him. All right. So Melo is now enfeebled 1. So he takes a -1 to all strength-based thing rolls, including attack rolls and damage rolls. And with his last action, the shadow is going to once again just try and get another hold on Melo so he can then continue with the process of ripping Melo's shadow from him. Which comes in still with a... is going to be 23 to hit? 24, sorry?
Oh yeah.
Hits. All right. So then Melo takes another... it was 11 points of negative damage, as the process of his shadow being pulled from him isn't really all that nice, actually. Like, for some sort of spiritual reason, you need to, well, hold on to your shadow as a part of you. It's not really all that hyped up, it seems to be. I don't know what all those vampires are proud about, really. All right. With that out of the way, however, we go to Acadius, as you still have your foot perched on the caster. What do you want to do?
Sweet. All right, so I was actually gonna cast a spell at the other caster, but now this guy, he's just being a straight up dick. So as the ice just explodes all over my face, I've got my staff pointed at the other guy, my bow staff, as I've got my foot on him, and Acadius just screams, "Ah! Not okay!" And he bashes the staff into his stomach, and through the staff channels vampiric touch as I take back the HP he took from me. I'm gonna take the HP and I'm gonna make him pay for it. So now he has to make a roll, specifically a fortitude save, which I now have learned he sucks at.
It does make sense that Trump would choose vampiric touch on Mexico.
All right, so as his staff blasted you with cold, you push the staff down and begin to suck out the life force from this creature. You, in your half vampiric form, pretty much akin to the feeling of sucking the life essence from your different foes. You can already see like the body itself seems to flow with your staff, and with that he tries to resist it with a 23 on his fortitude save.
Nice.
Not going to be enough.
Not enough.
As you can see him, like, he arches his back as it seems like the whole entire body is pulled forward and upward. How
Suck
much
that,
damage
life,
does he take?
Nice.
suck that life out of him, Daddy.
That's 8. Plus 7 is 15. Plus another 8 is going to be 23 negative damage.
Woo.
And half of that is bonus HP for me, so I get 11 bonus HP.
Very nice.
Temporary HP.
On top of that, bring
and
your total to 63.
So these shadows wrap themselves in a circular form around my staff, leading up to my hands, as Acadius his eyes glow a brighter red, and you just hear him, "Ah! Yes! Much better." And he just stomps down his foot again as I make another athletics check. And I just checked, Vampiric Touch doesn't have the attack trait, so that's nice. So I'm going to use that athletics check against his fortitude DC.
All right.
So it's
21
going
on that one.
Oh, easy. I got a 16. So I think the question is, am I going to crit on this? No crit.
Oh.
So that's going to be 25 total. I rolled a 9.
Still a nice success, though.
So he's grabbed again. So he is immobilized and make a DC 5 check if he wants to manipulate.
He was already grabbed. He tried to break loose, but he couldn't.
Yeah, but he's only grabbed until the end of my next turn.
Oh, right.
So
yeah, you need to
I
continue the process. Right.
reapply it.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Go. Okay. So with that,
So I
as you-
just stomped down my foot, and he's
as the rest of you see this happen, or at least hear this happen, for just a moment, like the sound that Acadius made. Until now, he's been talking really jovial the entire time, but that one like outroar, that yes, a little bit of a guttural ring to it, reminding you of the guttural sounds that Grakal eventually began to make as the vampiric curse got a little bit of a hold of him. And now you can see that the vampiric nature is within Acadius there somewhere. You can control it and wield it for your enemies and not against you, but it is in there. All right, as Acadius' turns ends, we pan ourselves to the bottom left of the map, where the two Darkling agents are still having their turns. One of which is completely hysterical because... Oh, yes?
I postponed my thing.
Oh,
after
sorry.
Katie.
Acadia, yes, that is true, that is true. This ruined scribble right here is that, but I could not read it because I am a dum-dum. All right, so with that, Hannah, you get your turn.
Yes, and I, you can see Hannah getting a little bit grumpy because fuck them hitting Melo. So I'm going to heal Animal on Melo because,
All right,
well,
panning ourselves to the right of the battle map. You see your pet in anguish. And you're gonna fix that real quick.
I was kind of expecting a blight spell on Allison, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. Fuck you, Alisa.
not yet, not yet.
Oh.
So that's 18 points added.
All right, bringing his total back to 34.
Yes. And I am going to walk over here to try and
Alright.
distract them.
What is your movement speed?
35.
35. Okay, yeah, you can easily make it by just like going around the tree, if that's the case. Cool. All right, so your burning ember staff. This time, the embers begin to turn into this greenish glow, as then this fountain of sparks is just thrown over Melo, and everywhere where one of these sparks lands, you can see one of the wounds just burn closed once again. Another spark burned closed. All those different little holes that the pins and needles of these small Darkling goblins had made are now evaporating as snow before the sun, as your spell has been cast.
What
as
level-
Melo is bolted once again.
How many actions did he use for this? 1 or 2?
What?
For you heal animal? Okay, because you are currently having 4th level spells, right? So if you it's heightened up to 4th level automatically. So that's 3d8 plus 24 extra.
Oh, I missed the 24 extra. Okay.
Yeah. So that's a lot of extra.
All right, so let's just
Oh,
add
okay.
that 24.
24, yeah.
There we go. That's a lot better, bringing Melo all the way back to 58 hit points, which is almost full health. So yeah. Okay.
It can be nice for a
Melo-
Melo too.
Yeah, sure. Melo is going to attack him. Like the one that's
Alright.
trying to get his spirit soul thingy.
Right. Yeah.
So
So the shadow, the undead shadow apparition is going to be attacked.
Bitch one. That's 23.
23 hits.
Yes. Oh, I forgot to call it, but it's Jaws, obviously, because.
Oh, excuse me. Oh no, wait, no.
Jaws.
Yeah.
Yeah?
He's just gonna bite him in the butt.
Yes, by him in the butt.
Bite him in the butt.
For 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. All right. Let me just. Okay, so yeah, as Melo jumps at the shadow, it seems that his spectral apparition is a little bit resistant against physical damage, and as Melo doesn't really have any place to grab a hold of him, his damage is reduced by 5, so he only does 3 points of damage against the shadow, which isn't all that many. And you did subtract the 1 because he's enfeebled 1?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So that's all that Melo can do now, as he's still being assailed by this whole horde of creatures. That was your turn?
Yes.
All right. Then we pan to the lower left of the battle map, where we can take a look at the agents. The top agent is hysterical because he is still under the effect of a hysteria spell, I think it was called, casted by none other than Iroh. So he is just paranoia. That was the thing.
Yep.
So he sees everything as an enemy, which is pretty fair, as everything surrounding him right now are enemies. So he is just going to do that, and in his mass hysteria, just slice at the both of you. Let's see. As you are closer to him, Iroh, you are going to get the first hit, and then Allison gets the second, and the third one.
He's gonna hit me while I'm laying on the ground.
Yep, he is going to do that indeed. And even worse, he is going to use his twin slice against you. So he's going to make 2 attacks against you, and then the third one goes at Allison's way. As he is just standing there with the 2 short sword in hand, like, and just brings them down towards you.
Let me remind you.
What does prone mean for my AC and such?
-2.
-2.
Yeah, you're flat-footed, basically. But also keep in mind you get the +1 AC from the artifact, and you still have, for 3 rounds, the +1 AC against evil from yours truly.
However,
Also, it can be negated.
However, you are no longer in Mountain Stance or Mountain Stronghold, because you were just knocked out and you're flying flat on your ass. With that, the first one to hit comes at a 25.
Oh, that's it.
And the second one at a 27.
Both
So,
hit.
as you are lying prone on the ground, the 2 slices come in, getting you for a combined math of damage. It's going to be 26 points of damage against you, as the 2 short swords just are plunged into your person, bringing you down to, if my math is correct, 35 hit points. And as both of these blades are laced with poison, as they are stabbed into you, you can actually see the purple liquid drip off of them. 2 fortitude saves, please.
Ooh.
And then the last attack comes at Allison, still pretty well, but as it is the third attack, he gets a large penalty at those, which is going to be a 22 to hit. Don't think that hits. No, 23. Sorry, 23. But still, as the last short sword attack is more like a Hail Mary, he's just swiping away at you, trying to get some sort of distance between you and him, as he is he has his face wrapped, so you don't really see the entirety of his face, but you can see his eyes wide open, trembling a little bit, shooting from side to side, as he is not having a good time. What are your fortitude saves, Iroh?
26 and 16.
Ooh, first one, critical success. Second one, just a success. Both same effect, nothing happens. As you are lying there, the poison does seem to get a little bit deeper into your physique, as you can't really use your monk stance to push out the venom as a clearing stream. But even so, you make it just a bit. With the agents turn out of the way, we get to the other caster, the one all the way to the left of the map, who just backed off as Acadius was assailing his friend. And now he... well, first off, next to Acadius, he planted that small little dragon statue who just perpetually blasted out arcane missiles. And another one comes in at Acadius for, well, 5 points of damage. So there you go. 5 points of damage against you.
C'est la vie, my man.
Yup. And now, let's see what kind of beauties he has at his disposal. Yeah. He is going to walk up right over here, and as he does, in his staff, the shadowy coalition begins to emanate in a very similar way as the one that Acadius just had, as a similar vampiric touch spell is coming at Iroh, because you are lying prone on the ground, you are an easy target. He's going to attack you and see if he can't suck the nice little life force out of you as well. That is a natural 20.
Isn't it a fortitude save for Vampiric Touch?
Vampiric Touch is a... oh, I thought it was an attack roll. No? Alright, so there goes my natural 20. Keep it in line with... No, that's okay, that's okay. To keep it in line with my natural 20, I will use my anti-luck to give you disadvantage on your fortitude save.
Oeh, we gaan te ver.
Yes.
We will see.
Well, there went one natural 20. Good job, you guys. Using my own rules against me.
What do you say about natural 20?
Oh, disadvantage.
Yeah, with
Disadvantage.
disadvantage, but one of them is a natural 20.
Okay. The balance of the universe has returned. My natural 20 is gone. Your natural 20 is
The
gone.
second one is an 18.
Ah, fuck you. Which brings it to a total of?
Oh, 18 total.
Oh, 18 total. Yay!
Yeah.
That's a fail. Alright, so... hey, let me have my fun too.
66
not nice.
damage.
Yeah. There we go. Alright. Let's get this show on the road. Well, first 3 dice are a 6, a 5, and a 5. So that's 16. Alright, 2 2s and a 3. So that's 16 plus 7 equals 23. Hey! Balance in all things, as I do believe that you had a 23 on your Vampiric Touch roll as well.
I hope you enjoy creating a new character, Maxime.
I'm just gonna
he's,
do a Melo in a second.
he's
I'm
still
gonna get up
swerving.
and take off.
All right, and
Excuse you.
11 extra hit points go to the caster as well. All right, so this one runs up, gets a nice hit in, and just stands there in the fray with their leader next to him. The one just atop of him, seemingly the leader of this entire ensemble. Right. But before we get to him, first, Iroh. You just had your life force sucked out of your body. How would you like to kick ass this round?
Not. I think I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna take off for a bit.
Run away!
Yeah.
All right. Where do you want to
Now
go?
the question remains:
Uh,
where are you
away
gonna go?
from,
Because yeah, you can go diagonally.
There are many squares on this map. Many.
Yeah,
within
what
your
I'm gonna
grasp.
do is I'm gonna go to the right and then down. So I'm not gonna run into those swinging blades.
All right. To the right, down. Okay, so the first step you're going to take is right over here.
I am gonna use one movement because I am also gonna go into mountain stance again, because that is kind of my savior at the moment.
Okay, so
HP
what do you
based.
want to do?
I am gonna go to the right and then down.
To the right and then down. Okay, so I just moved you one square. Is that the?
No, like let's have a look how far I can go. Actually.
I think you can move
Maxime,
yourself.
you
right?
can actually control your own character.
Yeah, that's
so-
beautiful thing about the internet.
Yeah. So yeah, let's go there.
All right.
Let's go here.
Cool. This is what you try to do as the dual-wielding leader of this bunch, with the nice little
Yeah,
short
saw that
sword in
coming.
one hand and the evil-looking dagger in the other, is going to go ahead and make an attack of opportunity against you. Which is going to come in... Oh, okay. So that's going to be... well, you first made your move action. So
No, I figured I would stand up, go into mountain stance, and then move.
Okay,
Because
so
I am in danger. So
then you can't move the whole 40
If-
feet
if
that you just moved.
no,
So,
I can actually go. No, wait. Okay, I have to go a square
Like,
back.
If I were
I'm sorry.
DM now, I would rule against him.
Yeah,
Bowser. I'm
like
sorry,
I'm...
Maxime.
You already said that you wanted to stand up, then move, then go into mountain stance, and you moved your character your whole move distance. I'm inclined to say that you get stabbed in the back.
I do,
because
but
then-
I did go into mountain stance already. That is a logical thing to do. I stand up,
Well,
I,
if you-
try,
not
I
if you
protect
want to
myself,
run away.
and then I take
You
off.
gotta say that shit. You gotta say
Yeah.
that shit.
Everybody
really
was
gotta
keeping
be
their mouth
specific
shut, like,
about
what
that
is he
shit.
going to say?
I figured
sorry.
I
Say
would,
that
I
shit.
would figure it was just logical to go into mountain stance and then
For the
take off.
drama of this encounter, for the rule of cool, because things are going to get a lot more interesting if you are down right now. I'm going to say that you would try to run away and you're stabbed in the back. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Shouldn't
tell me,
run.
Your own players are siding with the DM. I'm sorry.
yeah.
With that, so technically, there is a chance that you can survive this if I roll 2 1s on my d6s, but I did not.
And if
So
you
with that-
miss, did Charlie roll?
Yeah, it was a 26. So
Ah,
so that was the
oh,
thing,
shit.
because that's why I asked, because I think if he was in mountain stats, a 26 would miss, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
Still,
A 26
you
would
still have
miss.
a
in that
+1
sense.
from me, if it helps.
Yeah.
No, I have
um,
24 with +1.
Okay.
25 actually. Yeah, well, 25. Yeah.
Okay, so to increase the drama a bit, Iroh in the last session already at knife point from this guy, then healed back up by Allison. Now, as he tries to get out of the fray, this hooded figure, this ranger with his pet shadow drake flying around his head, sees Iroh stand up, and in one deft movement just shink, just cuts Iroh in the back as he tries to get up and move, and Iroh goes down once again. Back to 0 hit points, and with that, I believe that your wounded condition is increased to 3 right now.
That is, I think, true.
Okay, so you're okay. So you are moved to the creature that just made you go down.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's very nice, because the guy who made you go down is now also having its turn. So that's nice. All right, so just to get the rules straight, if Iroh is not healed or otherwise aided in any way to get back to some sort of hit points before his next turn, if he doesn't make his flat check, he dies. Straight up dead. Okay. With that out of the way.
Your fault.
You didn't call it. You didn't step. Or yeah.
Oh, you. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
We do
I'm
pity
sorry,
you.
Iroh.
No,
This
don't
is very good for the
apologize,
story.
Roger.
This is
You're
very good for the
impartial.
story.
You don't get
Yeah.
to have opinions.
I'm sorry. I forgot. I'm a white man. I can't have opinions. All right. So
No,
that's
it's
the guy-
okay.
now I need to-
It's okay.
now I need to think about what this guy is going to do, because while Iroh is down, the rest of you are kicking ass around him, and as he isn't really a dumb person by a long stretch, he continues the tactic that he employed the last session before we left off. As Iroh is fallen down once again, he uses one action to just grab Iroh's body, push it against himself, so you are grabbed. As with the last action, he gets out of a pouch a small potion with red liquid, and with his last action, he just gets the blade next to Iroh's throat. As this creature doesn't really speak your language, he only has shadow speak that he knows to heart, he still tries to communicate in some sort of broken common to all of you. Life or death! Choose! And that's all he can do. Alright. After which we go to Allison.
Allison's been having a little bit of fun dancing around all the blades the past few seconds, and then looked at Iroh going down, stabbing him with his syringes twice, getting him back up again, dancing around the people again, and then he looks back at Iroh being down again, and he was basically just laughing all the time, and because he wasn't being hit or at all, etc., and he was just enjoying himself. And now he looks at this guy, and he's like,
Can I say something though?
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, Max. We have our wonderful T for Goblins in chat who is reminding me, and I just looked up the rules, that you can also spend a hero point to stabilize. Iroh has a hero point. I mean, shit still sucks because he's got a guy with a sword hanging over him. But if you spend your hero point, or all your hero points, minimum 1, but easy, to avoid death, you can do this when your dying condition would increase. Instead, you lose the dying condition entirely and stabilize with 0 hit points. You don't gain the wounded condition or increase its value, but if you already had it, it doesn't go away.
Alright, so Iroh is safe, at least. So you can just roll, and then if your dying condition would increase because you don't make your roll, then you can use your hero point, right? Yeah, okay, cool. Alright, so Iroh is safe, but still, situation, not really, going one way or the other. So Allison, as you are laughing your butt off, what do you do?
okay, fuck it. And he just tosses away his weapon.
The weapon twirling through the air eventually just...
You got us!
Finding...
You got us! Let him live!
Okay. Ooh, Allison, before you do that, there is one bit of information that you need, and that is that the Darkling agent to your top right is still hysterical.
Yeah.
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 That is a problem.
Yeah. Allison's not in his own right mind
No.
either. So this is basically what he does, and he does keep. He does pay attention to his surroundings. Like he's very perceptive, and he will basically dance around blades if they come his way.
Yeah.
But
no, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Iroh. Like who is still in melee range of this hysterical guy.
So basically, I'll toss away my weapon and I take out a potion. Got another one as well. Want to use mine?
Let me just get out the spell real quick. Paranoia. Yada yada yada. Because see other creatures as dire threats. The target is triggered with a dense paranoia towards all creatures around it. They must attempt a will save. Failure lasts for 1 minute. Mortal enemies. It uses its reactions and free actions against everyone, regardless of whether they are previously its allies, as determined by the GM. Otherwise acts as rationally as it normally does, and likely prefers to attack creatures that are actively attacking or hindering it over those leaving it alone. Cool. Okay, yeah. So there we go. So he's probably not going to attack the lifeless corpse of Iroh being held by another creature. Okay, cool. Yeah. Alright, so as this happens, you can see that while this guy is still hysterical, he loses interest in Iroh and more so like has both of his blades like pointed towards you as you're still standing, like backing up against the wall. You're not thinking that he's going to stab Iroh to death. Which is nice. Alright. This happens. Allison speaks these words. And after that, the Shadow Drake house cat just flies around and perches itself on the wall next to its master, eyeing everything and everyone with dire intent. But that is all that it does, as we are getting into this cold stare almost. The storm of small daggers subsides as all of the daggers eventually just are twirled up in the air, and the small little darklings are looking around, seeing what is about to happen. The caster still being grappled by Acadius. Now we are at the top of the round. I don't know if the artifact had any effect during the meantime. Alright, the green artifact goes down again. The caster, being held down by Acadius, also just grasps his staff tightly, looks at you, but doesn't do anything. Acadius, what do you do?
How much does Iroh weigh?
Close to nothing. Not much. My size is small. I'm a small individual.
I think 3 bulk, maybe? Depends how much he's carrying on him.
Not too much, because Iroh is carrying the bag of holding. So
yeah, not so
bag
much.
of holding is always just 1 bulk. Doesn't have any armor. Not too heavy. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking if... I'm mostly wondering if a creature with -4 strength could carry Iroh. It would probably be encumbered.
Like with Mage Hand or something? Or
something cooler.
Oh.
But not all that dissimilar. Wait, let me quickly see what happens if I turn this into a 2. It becomes a -4, and my bulk becomes...
What are you trying?
1. 1 for encumbered, and 6 for maximum.
Okay, so a creature that can mostly carry 6 bulk would be able to carry Iroh. Do realize, however, that he's momentarily grabbed and threatened at knife point. Right? So he's like...
Yeah, but, like, I assume... So this guy, he already acted, right? He only has 1 reaction. Is that correct?
Technically, yes.
Yeah,
Although,
technically, yes. And technically, it's the best.
Well, if you're gonna use that sort of language against your dungeon daddy, you are in for a rough ride, my friend. No, but what is your plan? Get me in on your plan, and I can help you.
Okay, so I'm gonna cast Unseen Servant. Is my idea.
Okay.
A little invisible guy with -4 strength who can fly 30 feet, which is 10 feet less once he is encumbered,
Mm-hmm.
and that means he can, and he has a flying speed. So this guy, once I summon him, he's going to be able to just lift Iroh up into the sky
Okay.
and hold him safe there.
What you do know, however, is that a Darkling caster is looking at you very intently while you are pushing him down to the ground. As everybody is very tense at this moment, they're like, if you would use your time to cast a spell in the direction of his leader, how do you think he would act? Do you think he would just lay there, or would he sound the alarm? Like, because your casting is going to be a very open thing to do, right? It's going to take multiple seconds to cast your spell, and you're going to use somatic and material components and stuff.
This guy wanted us to surrender.
Yeah, well,
let's stop fighting.
Yeah, like you guys were hitting hard. Like he was on the losing side. So he just took a hostage, basically.
Are you willing to let Iroh die? That's the question now.
Well, the thing is, Acadius doesn't really know Iroh that well.
Like, technically what happened is he used one action to grab him, and then his last two actions to just ready an attack. Like, that's basically what the guy did. So he has an attack readied.
Acadius screams, "What are your terms?"
Okay, so that is what you do with your turn?
I ready 2 actions to pounce down my staff, or make an athletics check on the guy below me to grapple, if he does, if anything happens.
Well, for the sake of this, because while we're still in the initiative order, things are a little bit hazy. I'll say, because he is pretty much stunned in place. He is just automatically grabbed by you, because he doesn't try to get away. Your foot is still there. He's just laying there and readying his own actions to spring into action when something happens. So you are just automatically still grabbing him. I'll give you that.
Okay. I just, aside from that, I just scream, I will just tighten in that case. I will just tighten my, can I just make an athletics check to keep my foot on there?
Sure, you want to keep him grabbed.
Crit. Yeah.
Oh, you want to see if you can get him restrained, you mean? Right. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. You just it's not too aggressive to just push your foot down a little bit.
Yeah. That's a 15 plus 16.
That's exactly what you need.
31.
That's exactly what you need. His
really?
fortitude DC is 21. So with that,
that means he basically loses his turn, right?
Well, he's restrained, right?
Oh yeah.
Right? Yeah.
No,
so
no. You're totally right.
So you just
he's
shift your
restrained,
weight,
which means he has flat-footed and immobilized conditions and cannot use any actions with attack or manipulate traits.
So you just shift your weight a little bit, and now you are holding one foot on his one arm and your bow staff on the other one, and just pinning him down to the ground. So now he is and he cannot move. Okay.
All right, that's my turn.
All right, Hannah. We come towards your turn, and you can now see that the shadow creature still has his tendrils ripped. Extended outward and ripping into Melo, but he is just standing there, still, ghostly, not getting any commands from his master to do anything.
Okay.
Goblins.
I want to pray to see if I can get some good energy going for Iroh and Melo, mostly Iroh at this time. So I want to use 1 action to pray and 2 actions to prepare dinosaur form.
Is that a spell that is only 1 action? Because if you want to ready something, you need to use 1 action to ready something with her. So for example, if you want to ready an attack, you needed to use 2 actions. 1 for the attack and 1 for the ready parts. So if you want to ready your dino form, you just ready the dino form, and that's all 3 actions then.
Who needs praying anyway? Okay.
Instead of praying,
I'll
you just go, well, fuck.
Well, fuck then. Okay, I'm going to prepare my dinosaur form.
All right. You grasp your symbol of Melora as you begin to coalesce the energy behind yourself, gripping it tight. What is the trigger for your dino form?
If anyone attacks, so it doesn't matter if it's someone
no.
from our party or their party.
Yeah, just hostilities. Hostilities break out, your dinosaur form breaks out.
I'm a
Very well.
dinosaur instantly.
You're a dinosaur roar. All right.
Wow.
The other guy, let's see here. We are now.
Everyone got
Can I-
dead.
Yeah.
Without-
I don't hear anything.
Can Melo
Mhm.
prepare a spell as well? Well, not a spell, an action.
As he is a
Because he's only
cat,
got one action.
although I do believe that cats are magical, I don't think that he can cast spells. And I don't think that Melo, as a companion, can prepare anything. I'm not sure, but...
So I can't say that if they attack him, he will attack them.
He doesn't have a reaction,
at least
so he
one.
cannot.
No.
Okay.
Afraid not. Although you do have one action for Melo, so he can do one thing. For example, if you want Melo to back off a little bit, like that is something that
that's
wouldn't
smart.
be like hostile, but might get you in a little bit of a better position. I don't know.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay. So he's going to jump over tree and back off a little.
Well, I'd say he slowly backs off and climbs over the tree instead of jumping out of the way and making
Fair.
very
Yeah.
suspicious, sudden movements.
I don't think the battle
Yeah.
map is necessary anymore, right? So I put it away for now.
Well, we never
Okay.
know.
Well, we'll see what happens. I don't know. For now, at least, we go to the agents as the one clutter. Iroh is grabbed by one side with a potion in one hand and the blade to the other, like the choice that you all have. The agents, one of which, still going hysterical, is just backing off with his blades, as the leader is just shouting a couple of words against him to try and get him to snap out of it, but not really working. As the other one, who just took out his blades and attacked you, Allison, is still just looking and just slowly takes a step to get to the other side of you, like joining the front of his friends and getting out of the way of you. All right. As that goes on, we we have one problem, and that is that the item that the enemy just set there is still blurting out magic missiles against you, Acadius. So, as this happens, you do just stand there, restraining this guy on the floor as you get a magic missile. Very fitting. 2 points of damage into your face.
Does this
So
trigger the
what's it all
dinosaur
have to do?
form?
No, it wasn't an attack.
I don't know. Like this would be on Hannah to see what she wants to do.
Well, he gets attacked, right?
Well, he takes
No.
damage.
I take damage. It's not an attack, but you know, Acadius is like, "What are your terms?" Oh, terms.
Ow.
Okay, I'll let this one slide
All right.
because it wasn't someone that made the attack.
Okay. On its turn, he twirls his hand for a second, and he stops the enchantment on the small dragon-pointed rod as the large black gemstone stops swirling and becomes dormant, and the last little bit of black smoke emanates from the dragon's head, and no other magic missiles are jolted in Acadia's direction. Okay. At which point, we do get to Iroh. So, Iroh, let's see if you need to use your hero point then.
So just to be sure,
Mhm.
I'm gonna roll. If
Mhm.
that doesn't work out, I can use my hero point and I'll be stabilized.
Exactly.
You have to spend all of your hero points.
All the one of your hero points.
I'm gonna spend my hero point because that
Alright.
wasn't free.
In that case, I am now striking that rule as Dungeon Daddy from this game, and I don't know. All right, so with that, you just cough up a little bit of blood, but with that, you do steam stable, and your breath comes out shallow. You are unconscious still, but the rhythm of your heaving of your chest gets back to normal, and you are stabilized. You are at 0 hit points, so you are knocked out cold, but still okay. All right. As your turn ends, the guy with the blade against your throat shouts out towards the rest of you, and mostly against you, Allison, and a little bit to Arcadius, as you are the two guys that he was talking to. Back off! And he then begins to speak to like the rest of his compatriots. Fura! Silabara! Silabara! Sen! Silabara! As like all of the small little darklings just begin to walk back a little bit and join the rest of his group, as he himself, together with like the caster and the small house cat of a shadow drake, also begin to step away from the rest of you slowly by slowly, as he then gets a hold, sorry, not a hold, but can see you, Arcadius, keeping your foot down, quite literally, on his friend. Let go.
I look down. How about you let us take our friend first? Hmm? Oh, come on. You have the advantage here. You are stronger. More bad guys. At least give us this little opportunity, this little show of trust that we can actually bring this to a stalemate. Mate.
I'm just going to look something up real quick.
Allison's just laughing hysterically right now.
All right, so this is going to come in handy, as the other caster who had just like stopped the magic missile spray, not the one that you were holding down, just walks up to the leader and begins to jolt a little bit of magical energy into his head. All right, this will aid us greatly in this little predicament that we have gotten ourselves into, don't we?
You speak the language! Excellent! So, as I was saying, seeing as you've got a whole bunch of use, and I've just got these for wonderful but obviously slacking individuals. How about we make a little trade, yeah? You release him first, and then I'll give you back this one. And I kind of just poke my staff at him.
All right, let us not be hasty. No reason to be hasty. Let's get acquainted first.
Yeah.
Who the fuck are you, and what do you want with us?
Wait, you want chasing us?
Go ahead and make a deception check.
No, honestly, Arcadius, I think. Well, that's actually natural 18, baby. My deception is only a 5, so 23.
All right. 23. Not enough against his perception. What the fuck are you talking about? We were camping out here and you assailed us. We both know this. We have been stationary for a long time.
Your people have been assailing us for as long, well, for how long? A couple past weeks?
Yeah, we just thought we'd take the offensive here.
What is wrong with your friend?
It's this place, man. It's doing stuff to my head.
Yeah.
All right.
He's not a native like you kind of are.
Okay, if he can back off, please.
Yeah,
well,
I'll back off.
Thank you.
Let him take the friend with him.
Oh, no. I'm not going to give away my only bargaining chip before I get to the bottom of this. Now, if we can all make it out alive of this, if we can just be civil. All right?
Yes. right. So, let me tell you the absolute truth here. There's this big monster that we are chasing. He's dangerous, and he is out. I think there's some kind of curse or spell on him, and he is chasing after some. We're not sure if it even exists, but he's chasing after the Court of Shadows, and we're trying to stop this monster. We're trying to kill it, and or possibly just help him not be a monster. I think that's preferable, but so we've chased him from across a different dimension into here, and now we're trying to find him. But in the meantime, we keep being attacked by people that look like you, so hence why we thought we'd go on the offensive for once.
Okay,
Yeah?
so I will have to ask you to make another deception check because you are withholding very many crucial pieces of information from this guy.
Yeah.
I was hoping you could let me do the promising
Yeah, I'm
on
sorry.
this
No,
one.
no, no. You said you were going to tell the whole truth, and then you sprinkled it with lies.
That's fair. All right, so this is... I think I'm going to spend my hero point on this. It's a natural 10, so it's not that bad. But I need higher 18, which we already know is not enough. 23.
Right. Yeah, this is what happens when you get your deceiving little halfling down first. Okay. You are not instilling a lot of trust right now.
Okay.
No. You be quiet. I speak now. This is what is going to happen. If you do not give me a very good reason why we should be able to get out of this as civilized people, we can do some kind of trade perhaps to get out of this with our lives. Then you will be cornering myself and the rest of my hunting party into a corner. And you will not like what happens once we are backed into a corner as wild animals. And as he says that, he just picks up the body of Iroh and just pushes the tip of the blade of his sword a little bit into his neck. And you can see like a small trickle of blood just come there. Not enough to do damage, but enough to, well, make an intimidating presence, as the least.
All right. I agree. Let's be civilized.
What the fuck do you want?
What I said was mostly. What the fuck? Okay.
Who farted?
What I said was mostly the truth. This creature I spoke of, he has a powerful artifact that you would be after too. But I can give you, in return for the little halfling, I'll give you either one of two bits of information. What powerful artifact that your kind should fear our target carries, or more interestingly, I could give you, and I give a little sideways look to Allison and a little smile, just like, my bad, dude. Or I could give you the location of a portal from here to the material plane.
Go ahead and make a diplomacy check.
That's a natural 13, but my diplomacy is a whole lot better, 14. So that's 27.
You can see like the fingers on his hand just go, just drum a little bit on his short sword as he is thinking about this.
Yeah, you'd sure like to go there, wouldn't you? I can just smell it.
You know what? The only thing that we require is for you to leave us alone.
We can do that, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. And how do we know that you don't follow us afterward? Acadius, go ahead and make a just straight up intelligence check for me.
Natural 14. My intelligence is +1, so 15.
15, all right. Information that you know is that the Court of Shadows had a long-term plan to create a portal in Fort Blueburrow to Fort Bonesborough here in the Shadowfell. They were planning on creating that portal. You just said you know the location of a portal to the material plane. He probably
knows what's going on.
Yeah, he probably put 1 and 1 together. I was
Yeah.
hoping he would be more stupid. No, it's okay.
He is the hunting
So
party that is
Acadius-
traversing these lands, so this is probably something that he would know about.
Acadius just smiles. Very well. Take me hostage, then. Take me hostage instead of this little halfling. And afterwards, release me a day later, and we'll be all fine.
Oh, Acadius, you know my life is not worth anything anymore, so maybe let me go? I'll volunteer. I don't mind. Just let me hang out with you guys for a little bit.
No, if you are so
Allison.
keen on trading hostages, I think we will do just with this one. I don't know what he is worth to you, but if you are so eager to trade, I feel that his worth will be more than enough to us.
Which one? The halfling or the elf?
No, I will keep the halfling, I think. What the fuck is going on in here?
Do you mind if I would at least tend to his wounds first? Like, so he doesn't bleed
Yes, I
out
would.
instantly?
Yes, I would. You keep away with that creepy little smile of yours. How the fuck? Alright. I will give you this. If you are searching for some sort of monster, we are here at a time of need because one of our compatriot parties did not show up to a designated meeting point. And as they are absent without notice, we fear the worst. Perhaps, if you are speaking of a new monster in this territory, they were snatched by this creature as well.
Maybe we can help each other out. Did we kill? Acadius kind of looks over. Did we kill any of them actually? Just one, right?
Yeah, just one of the little ones.
Yeah. So maybe we can help each other out. I mean, the damage we did to each other, the halfling, he'll be fine. His pride will be wounded, but there's a lot of it left. We only kill one of the little ones, so I'm sure you can spawn another soon. How about we become friends? We try and... well, friends is a big word. Let's earn each other's trust first. Provisional allies. Yeah? Maybe we can help each other out here.
Pardon my skepticism in all of this, but you just tried to kill my entire squad, and I find it hard to just trust your words now that we have one of your compatriots in a stranglehold.
Well,
I will
honestly,
need to have
no.
a little bit of insurance.
Let me explain. Like we said, we're from the material plane. I mean, look at the elf. Look at the elf. Look at him, giving him a careful look. You see the thing in his eyes? It's madness. It's what happens when someone from the material plane, who's not attuned to it, goes in and just, tries to exist.
I've seen it before, yes.
Yeah. So, we apologize profoundly because we have been attacked by almost, but not quite, literally everything that we have so far encountered in this place. It's been absurd. Just even the trees, man. The trees.
You are being deceptive once again. You are trying to convince him that you guys are not really against the Court of Shadows, which is a deceptive form of action. So if you're going to continue this speech, I will have to ask you to make a deception check again.
And you'll fill that automatically.
Like that's
Yeah, I'm not a good liar. Yeah.
yeah, no, but
Uh,
it's not just lying; it's deceiving. It's trying to make somebody think something else, and that's what you're trying to do, right? You're trying to make him think that you guys are not
Well,
after Court of
I
Shadows.
mean, I have a very careful choice of words here. I feel like
It doesn't-
I feel
it
like
doesn't matter
that-
what the
that
choice of
merits
words is.
some consideration.
It doesn't matter what the choice of words is. It stands. Do you try
Yeah.
to deceive this person? And that's what you're trying to do.
So we wanted to attack you because we assumed you were enemies.
Honestly, we just
And-
wanted information. We need information too.
Yeah.
We're just out here alone, not knowing shit about this place, and we thought like, oh hey, these guys, you especially you know stuff here. We actually kind of just
Yeah.
want to meet your boss or something and work things out. Either it could be in a different kind of ways, work things out, you know, kind of thing. But
Yeah.
we don't
Maybe
really
the
have
plot- we
We were
anything
kind
against
of planning
you.
on.
Make a diplomacy
We were
check,
planning
Allison,
on take. Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
because there are some tidbits of information in there that are important for
Nice
this whole
save.
discussion.
That was a natural one. I'm gonna use a hero point.
You have to, yeah. Thank God.
The natural one, fuck it, stabs Ira to death, runs away.
28.
28. So as you guys are just blurting this information out, and Arcadis, you're also chiming in once again, trying to get the upper hand in this conversation. He just eventually just says, "Okay, shut up for a second. Let me think. Okay, so I understand you're against the Court of Shadows, yes? No need to lie about it. Let's put our cards on the table.
Well,
Just shut up for a second. Look, I have a responsibility for my team here, and you are not doing a good job of convincing me that you will let us live when we leave here. So, it seems that I will have to make sure that that it is important that you let us live. You can see now that you guys have been trying to deceive him. That has not worked, but he still realizes that if, it's nice that he has a hostage, but just because he has a hostage doesn't mean he and his party are going to get out of this alive. And he is trying to scramble for a solution to this. So, you want to speak to our leaders, yes? Okay, let us help each other here. This monster that you are hunting, is the monster set loose against the Court of Shadows?
yes.
Is it a weapon? Is it a weapon from the Fae?
No, it's a weapon from another god, actually. You guys have a lot of enemies, you know?
Tell me about it. Okay, okay, so
Well, technically, he's a monster by another god carrying a weapon of the Fae. Just so we're technically all on the same line here.
right. So why are you searching for him? He is yours.
Oh no, absolutely not. He's gone absolutely berserk with bloodlust, from what I understand. Allison, I think you understand more of it.
He
no,
used
wait.
to be your friend.
Hannah?
Okay, so what will you do when you find him?
We'll take him back to the Prime Material Realm. That's
And you
all
will
we want to
stop.
do.
You will stop his onslaught.
Well, the only reason why we're here is because you guys were fighting us on the Prime Material Plane. If you didn't invade us, then we wouldn't be here.
Look, I haven't seen you ever in my entire life. I just guide these people through the swamp area. here.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about your people, your boss.
Oh, so if I see one elf attacking me, then I need to be mad at you. Is that how it goes? Fucking racist.
Madison going at it again. Woo!
All right, so let me tell you this. If you go out of your way to get this blood-crazed beast back, then you will need the information that we have, yes? And you will probably need the life of your friend as well. Well, now, it seems to be that we have a similar line of quest that we are also imploring. We need to find our missed team and unravel what killed them and bring it to justice. If you can do this for us, well, there we go. Perhaps we can get out of this alive, all of us. Now, we cannot help you find this beast. However, if you were to kill us, that would just lead more of the Court of Shadows here against you, yes? That is not what you want. So, I propose this. Up until now, none of my compatriots can understand anything that we've been saying so far. I'm the only one that knows a little bit of Broken Common, and as we are speaking in that tongue right now, this is a mystery to all of them. I would like to keep it that way. You go out here, find that lost friend of yours or whatever it is, get it out of my swamp, and in turn, we will continue our quest elsewhere. Just traveling around this swampland, and if the Court of Shadows ask what we're doing, well, it's just taking longer than expected. No other teams are sent your way, no more battles. Does that sound good to you?
Let's be honest. I did just mention the portal, and you haven't mentioned it again. So I'm wondering if you already knew about it.
Look, I'm one of the guides that patrols this area. I've heard that the portal was to be created by Count Fairwind. But this vexes me. If Count Fairwind opened the portal, Allison, how are you guys here?
Yeah, is Fairwind... Hannah, do you remember encountering this Count Fairwind? What happened to him? Did you guys... I think it had something to do with fire and burning, yeah?
Yeah, he was gone.
Oh, good. So, I think that's a warning from me.
You know what? I never heard anything about the portal.
Good. I make a perception check. I want to make a perception check on this.
Same.
See if he's lying. Lying the fuck. As always, my legacy of kind of being meh at perception checks continues. That's a 9 plus 10, so 19.
19?
29.
29?
23.
Thank you, Hannah, for existing. Thank you, Allison, for existing.
He looks very tense. Not really having a good time at all. But he is scrambling for an out. You don't really sense any deception in his tongue.
We understand that not everyone in the Court of Shadows wants to kill everyone on the Prime Material Plane. If you have nothing to do with that and you're just living your life, then we have no reason to kill you. We're up against...
Allison, you make a good point. I agree with this man. I agree with this wonderful blonde elf. However, I do see a slight imbalance in this little deal we're making. Yeah? Because not only are you letting one of us live in return for all of your lives, we're going to do your job for you. You're going to keep our secret, and I appreciate that. That's excellent. I love you for this. But I say we get maybe 1 or 2 more tidbits out of this deal. My primary suggestion, in fact, would be a location, a place. Specifically, where we can find this leader of yours. If we were to take the war to them, maybe assassinate, maybe just do a few scrying spells, but preferably go the route of diplomacy, then we'd need to know where to go.
Fine. This is information that you otherwise would also have gotten from any other source of information. Make anything up. If you are looking for the Court of Shadows, it currently hangs over the Shadowweld. Just to the east.
Shadowweld.
Yes.
Hannah, I'm gonna need you to write that down. Shadowweld. Shadowweld. All right.
The Shadowweld is. I believe that in the material plane it would be called the Archwood.
Do I know this place?
Oh hell yeah! It's a gigantic region, like the size of, like, it would be like, let's see, counting in my head, like 400 by 200 miles of just one gigantic everlasting forest. It's called the Archwood for a reason.
That's all good and dandy, but you know how big that place is probably, right? How can we just walk up on the exact location where we have to be?
Just look up at the skies. The Court of Shadows is a gigantic floating city.
Oh, that helps.
Yes, it does. It's not like we're trying to keep it a secret. For now it hangs there. But how you get there? Well, I have no idea.
Will you... Acadius has this little sense of ironic justice in him. He hates the Court of Shadows, but he's not really quite sure why. There's this lingering thought in the back of his head. Did they do something to him once? Or will they do something against him? Are they going to kill Iroh? He's not sure why he doesn't like them, but there's something. So he tries to push that aside for the greater good. Will you, when you have the chance, will you pass on a message, perhaps?
What kind of message?
What do you call your little group again, Allison?
The pack?
Oh, little group. The pack. Yes, the pack. On behalf of the Feywild, the pack wishes to parley. We wish to know all of your motivations. And, you know, if your motivations are better than those of the Feywild, perhaps we're willing to switch sides. All for the greater good.
I'll give you a diplomacy check for this one.
Sweet! Sweet! Natural 19. So that brings us to a whopping total of 33 mofo.
Allison
Sorry,
sees...
33. I'll talk
sees
normal English now.
Allison sees Hannah's color turn red and he just bursts out of laughter.
All right. This message can be brought towards the court, yes?
Yeah. Just let them ask for one of us, yeah?
Okay, so...
the pack. Just the pack. Sure they can find us.
So, to get this straight, we have our assignment to just dally away in this swamp while you find this weapon of yours. And in the meantime, we will pass on the right pieces of information to our superiors, namely this message of yours. We probably found it somewhere lying, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah. I have a great idea. You found it written in the blood of a hag that lived here, a dream oracle. Oh, Allison, are we thinking the same thing?
Are you talking about Nyla?
Oh yeah, Nyla's gone.
Yes. We absolutely kicked her ass.
He swallows.
It was
Okay.
glorious. Most of the contents of our hut are somewhere hidden among us. If you care for trade.
No, I think we're good. I think we are good. I think we have found an understanding, yes? You need us to carry on the right pieces of information, but not the wrong pieces of information. You don't want to be hassled with any more incursions from the Court of Shadows. And you wish to parley? I will...
Yeah, parley. It means like have little talk.
I know,
you
I know what it
friendly
means.
terms. No, oh,
I just don't understand
I'll
your
stop
reasoning behind it.
material
but-
splaining to you.
Okay, so if you would be so kind to let our friend go over there.
Oh yes, apologies. Please, shall I take off my boot and I help him up. Shall I clean the footprint off of you? It's a little spell. Don't be scared.
That won't be necessary. Shoo, hibita, hibita. And the guy just picks up his staff and walks off with a dirty, nice little footprint, muddy and stuff on his chest embedded in there. Probably also like pushed so far in that it's also on his actual chest. Like when he takes off his shirt, you can see like your boot prints on it.
He's gonna feel that while breathing for the next week.
You can actually also hear like as he gets wheezing a little bit from the pressure as he gets back. All right. Now, our missed party was supposed to come through this hovel here and then venture further down the southwest. If you follow their trail, if you can find it, you should be able to find your weapon as well.
Do you have any idea with how many there were? Might be easy with tracing them.
They were the same size as us. 10 people strong, I think.
All right.
A couple of the little ones as well.
How many days?
Not too many. They were supposed to chime in 2 days ago. We have followed the trail up here. But, well, if everything went well further on, should be no more than a day's travel to find them, or whatever is left of them.
All right.
Very well.
Makes sense.
All right. Good hunting.
So-
And he just lays Iroh down on the floor and just steps off. He puts his blades away, gets out the bow, gets an arrow on it, and then begins to speak to the rest of his party members. Fura, sing daraga, fintera, star, furijida. And then some of them, like, they chime up a little bit, like what? And he begins to, like, explain more things. And for the coming couple of minutes, he seems to be spinning some sort of tale to the rest of his party about what the fuck is actually going on.
Okay.
So before you leave, acquaintance, might I know your name? Mine is Acadius.
Anzar.
Anza, pleasure to meet you. I'd like to ask you, from the bottom of my only quasi-living heart, we showed mercy and understanding today, and so did you. It's beautiful, and I'd like you to remember that. I'd like you to remember that we did something good here today. Yeah? We did something warm.
No offense,
And
but I hope to never see you ever again.
So, Wouter, before we continue, and Maxime, you guys need to chow down and eat.
Ooh.
Ave fed you.
A long time ago.
Oh,
I have to get my grapes from the fridge in the
Well,
break.
Fair enough. Maxime will eat after the break.
Now then, we will continue our journey. All right? As they definitely pack up their things and back off away from all of you. And if you will let them, that's where we'll end this half of the episode as we go into our break, which will be a beautiful time for me to actually stuff food into my face.
That's a good question. Are we gonna let them go away? That's something to discuss in a bit.
Well,
So, one more thing.
Mhm.
For all our viewers, watchers, lurkers, and chatters in there, like we said in the beginning of this session, we have a bunch of Pathfinder 2nd Edition codes that we would like to share with only one person, including the rulebook, Lost Omens, character book, and
everything
a
you
whole
need.
bunch of digital maps. If you want a chance at this, we're going to raffle that out after this break. make sure to type a tale of codes, one word, doesn't matter how many cases, into the chat, and you might have a chance of getting that.
All right.
Whoop,
And with that, we will swipe the sweat from our brow, as this combat encounter, at least for a little bit, seems to be, sidestepped. And we will be back here in 15 minutes to continue the adventure of the pack. So, to see you there.
yes.
See you in a bit. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.